It's showtime. Well, friends, 2025 has come and gone, along with my once near perfect physique. Come on, come on. Gain 20 pounds in 2 months isn't a big deal. Yes. But now that we're in 2026, it's time for me to share with you my top 10 movies of 2025. I apologize about my voice, I'm just coming off of sickness, but the show must go on. So when you hear some of the voice cracks, it's not puberty. It's not. Okay? So to preface, if you don't see a movie on here that you loved, one, either I didn't watch it, or two, it didn't make my list. So I'm sure many of you will disagree with this list, but at least you'll know what I like. And I'm sure afterwards you'll go, why am I listening to a guy in the bathroom talking about movies?
Stop it. Get some help.
It's a fair question, but I'm glad you are. What can I say? I'm a deep and peculiar guy. Time to go. Starting off at number 10, we have our newest animated movie from Disney, Zootopia 2. Obviously, this is the sequel to the first Zootopia, which I really enjoyed. And this movie gave me hope that Disney still got it, because a lot of the times, they don't got it. And we'll get to that later. But after some less than enjoyable movies like Wish and Moana 2, this was a breath of fresh air. The comedy is amazing. It's good for kids and adults. And something I loved about this movie is they send a great message without forcing it down your throat. It's just simply a genuinely good message. But I think what made it so good is they had a good plot and good story to go with it, rather than how a lot of movies nowadays try to push something so hard they forget to actually, make a decent movie. And of course, Disney doesn't hold any expense. The animation is fantastic. Come on, guys. We had to have one animated movie in here. Cool people watch animated movies, all right? Like me.
You serious?
Number 9, Predator Badlands. There's been a lot of diverse opinions about this movie, but I loved it. Finally, Hollywood proved we could have a movie where the main character wasn't a human, and actually the movie technically didn't have any humans. I've wanted this from the Transformers franchise, the Godzilla franchise, and others, and Predator finally did it. Seeing a Yautja as the main character really opened up the Predator world and helped us to understand their culture more, how they think, and kind of verified that they like killing almost anything that could be kind of a threat, because predators are macho. This movie also had really good humor, and I know that sounds weird from a Predator movie. We see the Yautja mixed with a synthetic, and the synthetic's pretty much a blonde, silly synthetic. So getting that serious tone of the Yautja mixed with that just created some natural, nice, organic comedy. Oh, and plus, the action was top tier throughout the whole movie. Tons of alien fights, and for being PG-13, it still felt peak. Number 8, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. So I'll be honest, this is the first Frankenstein movie I've seen. I know. I mean, I told you, I'm not a professional critic. This is a movie review in a bathroom. So I debated watching this movie for a few days, but ultimately I watched it because Guillermo del Toro. I love Pacific Rim. I love Django Unchained. So I wanted to give it a shot. Wait, does he do Pacific Rim? This movie was awesome. It was so good, I actually kind of want to go read Mary Shelley's novel. The thing I really loved about it was how thought-provoking it was. It made me question, what does it really mean to be a monster? Because in this movie, we have Frankenstein's creature who seems like a monster, yet he's the best part about humanity in this movie. And Dr. Frankenstein is the monster. Beyond the thought-provokingness, though, it was just very artistic looking, visually appealing. And while it was visually appealing and had a beautiful story, it also had some cool kind of action scenes that were pretty gruesome, kind of pushing the threads of what is a monster. Number 7, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. What a name. We just want to make sure people know it's part of John Wick. But this movie was one I was worried about. You know how spinoffs can be. I went in thinking, great, we're going to get a female version of John Wick, and she's not going to be that unique. It's just going to be John Wick, but female version. But what I got was a character that was really her own. Ana de Armas does a great job portraying a person in this assassin community and world, but she felt very apart from John Wick. Her fighting style is different, her mentality is different, and my favorite thing was John Wick's still the king. There's a scene in there where they fight, and I was thinking, great, they're going to show them facing off and be equals because, don't want to be sexist, but it's not sexist to know John Wick's just the best. He is the Baba Yaga. This movie also just had great action, great choreography, which is what we've come to expect from John Wick films. And I really liked how it was like an action horror movie in a way. Near the end, there's a cultish town, and it just definitely felt kind of like a scary movie. Sadly, it didn't make enough money to justify more, but I thought it was great. Number 6, the movie Sinners. Some of you were scared I wouldn't have this on my list. Come on. As all the kids say, I know, ball. I did not like saying that. I probably won't say that again. Sinners was awesome, not only because we have Michael B. Jordan playing twins, and he's just a stud of a man, great actor, but because the movie felt like so many different things, but yet it wasn't messy. For half the movie, I was like, this is a nice historical drama about what people went through back in the 1800s, and especially people of color and what they had to deal with. But then it changes to, oh man, this is like a good jazz movie about music and how music defines history in a way. And then it changed to, oh, blood-sucking vampires, and it's a horror movie. Huh. Vampires know their music. All right, let's roll with it.
Well, you coming?
So already this premise is just kind of wild, but it worked so well. And it also had a powerful ending. There's a lot of different messages presented in this movie, and I walked away going, that was thought-provoking. But also, I got to see some people get slaughtered by vampires, so, No, I was not doing 6'7". It was pretty sweet. I'm 31, people. I'm above all that immature nonsense. Time for a snack, buddy. All right, eat up. Woo!
Everyone in this room is now dumber.
Number 5, Thunderbolts. I think this is our third Disney movie on the list. Zootopia 2, Predator Badlands, Thunderbolts. Yep. I guess Disney isn't always crap. To me, Thunderbolts was awesome because it was up to par with pre-Infinity War Marvel movies. No, it wasn't a huge Avengers movie, but it was a new Avengers movie. But it was exactly what it needed to be. I love seeing a ragtag group of basically Captain Americas with a few others in there that aren't the most powerful. They're pretty much failures in a lot of ways, but seeing them come together and make a team, plus it made for great comedy. I was laughing a lot during this movie, but the jokes didn't feel forced like in other Marvel movies. It also had a great message about mental health and how you need to rely on your friends and family, which seems cheesy, but it's kind of true. Too often people seclude themselves and go down a bad train of depression. The action was also great, and I'm just happy we're going to see more of them in Avengers Doomsday. Number 4, which I'll just preface this with, this one really surprised me, but The Long Walk by Stephen King. Now, I've heard some people didn't love this film because they feel it's too focused on just the boys walking, but I think that's what made me love this film. You're in a dystopia world like The Running Man or Hunger Games, but we see just one part of it, and probably one of the worst parts of it. This movie I expected to be the typical Stephen King eerie thriller type film, but what I got was a lot more. There was heart to this movie, man, and women. There was heart. We see some of these boys just bonding over this walk, and the whole time you're thinking, but most all of you are gonna die. But as you see him becoming closer, it just makes it that much more heart-wrenching. And you just want to walk in there and punch Mark Hamill in the face. This movie almost had me in tears, made me question a lot about history, and overall was just a really good but also demented time. Oh, also, although it was nasty, I liked how realistic they went with this. When you're walking hundreds of miles, you're going to have to go to the bathroom at some point. You're going to get blisters. You might roll an ankle. Well done, Stephen King. And well done, everyone else that made this movie. All right, number 3, and maybe the most polarizing choice on this list, and another one from Disney, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Now, yes, before we get into it, I know it's not a perfect movie, but here's the thing. There is no perfect movie.
You sure about that?
If you disagree, feel free to comment below. Maybe I haven't seen it. But although Avatar: Fire and Ash had some copy and paste moments, it still had what I loved most about it. It had a lot of heart. And that's always what these movies have had. People complain about the plot in these films, but you don't need a crazy deep plot to be good. And Fire and Ash was entertaining. Of course, it's an amazing spectacle. See it in 3D if you haven't. But the characters and what they're trying to do, it's meaningful. Plus, we have the 2 most bad A women in movies. I mean, they're alien, but they're still women. Neytiri and new villain Varang. Makes me want to ask my wife to go dress up as a Na'vi. Hey, babe. We'll talk about it later. Number 2. This one also probably will be a little polarizing, but it was a Minecraft movie.
Oh, come on!
I went to top 10 25 worst, and I was confused while I was saying Minecraft. I'm like, wait. I'm sick. Give me a break. Number 2, and our second animated movie on this list, K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes, I know, I'm a 31-year-old man. I don't even have kids yet. And trust me, I judged a lot of the people that were watching this, but once I turned it on, I didn't turn it off. And then I proceeded to turn it on like 4 more times over the next couple months. I get when you hear the word K-pop and Demon Hunters, it just sounds ridiculous. And it kind of was, but in all the right ways. This comes from Sony Animation, who gave us Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and its sequel. And once again, they did not hold back with the animation. The animation style brought in some anime elements, which as an anime nerd, I love that. It still looked like a great kids movie. I mean, they're demon hunters fighting demons, and the musical numbers, I mean, and the musical numbers were peak. I kid you not, at the gym, I listen to these songs and I'm trying to get a new PR or just lifting really hard. I mean, it's Huntrix and Saja Boys. What more do you want? I also liked how this movie had a great message, basically about loving yourself, accepting who you are, because who you are is beautiful and great.
Gay!
Number 1. Drum roll, please.
Keep absolutely still. This vision's based on movement.
Sorry. But as a superhero nerd, you had to know this was coming. James Gunn's Superman film. I guess just titled Superman. Now let me preface it with this. I did not think the action scenes were as good as Man of Steel. I mean, Henry Cavill was aura farming the whole time. Aura farming? Aura? Anyways, but this movie is the epitome of what Superman should be. He's a hero. He saves a squirrel in this movie, for crying out loud. And I loved how comic booky it felt. This is the most true Superman film we've had, in my opinion, since the original Christopher Reeves films. And that's what a Superman movie should do. I should feel hope. Not to mention, Nicholas Hoult played a killer Lex Luthor. I wanted to punch him so many times, and for the right reasons, because Nicholas Hoult did a great job. And Rachel Brosnahan, probably my favorite Lois Lane we've ever had. She looks the part, she acts the part, she's confident, she's strong-willed, which kind of counteracts how Superman's an all-powerful being. And I'm stoked to get some more DC movies, and I hope Netflix, Paramount, whoever buys Warner Bros., don't screw this up. No, I'm serious. I'm not asking. Don't screw this up. But I'm not threatening, because that wouldn't be cool.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Either way, everybody, what did you think of this list? Was there any on my list that matched up with your list? Or does this whole list just belong in the toilet? Please comment below, and also let me know some movies I should watch, because there's a lot I missed in 2025. As always, thanks for the support. I just hit 256 subscribers, so, you know, it's not 1,000, but that's 256 people that I was able to entertain. If you guys were all a movie, you'd be in my top 10.